Thanks. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm excited to be here. I feel very official with this little clicker here. So I was telling a couple people that I've given this talk several times, but only via webinar. So you're my first live audience. Thank you. Very excited about this. So that is the wrong way. There we go. See, I'm figuring it out as we go. I like to start with just a little bit about myself. So these are my people. I'm really into travel and the outdoors, camping, my 2 pugs, and Korean food. And yeah, this is just a little bit about me as a person and my 2 kids and my 2 pugs and my husband. So let's get on with the show. This was a perfect talk for me because I am a Storybrand certified guide, and when Brandon asked me to do this, I thought it was really a perfect marriage. If you see the stickers, the intersection, they have they're all about stories and telling great stories. So that's what this talk is about. And one thing that is kind of maybe surprising is that I work at a marketing agency. I work for a global marketing and branding agency. And so whenever I start this talk out, it's a little surprising because it's true. Most companies waste way too much money on marketing and branding. And the reason that is because they're not telling the right story. There's a lot of marketing out there that looks like this. So if you look at this picture, imagine landing on this website. It's a beautiful website. I'm sure whoever this company was paid a lot of money for this website. But if you think about what it says, you have no idea what this company does, right? Your journey starts here. Artisan Innovative Solutions. What do they do? We have no idea. Like what are they selling? What do they want me to do? What is the name of their company? No idea. This is not a clear message. This is not a story that I feel invited into. And so this is honestly a waste of money. And if you think about, how much small businesses, nonprofits, they're working with small budgets. So you don't have much to start with anyway. So words and stories really matter for your audience. And I get into fights sometimes with my design team. I'm a creative director at our agency, and so I work with writers and designers, and we always fight over what's more important, words or pictures? Well, both of them are important. But the fact is that people do buy products only after they read the words that make them want to buy those products. And you guys might not be selling products, you might be in a services industry or a nonprofit, but really, the words that people read, they make them want to engage with you. Those words make them want to work with you. And there's a reason why these words and these stories and these messages matter. A little bit about how our brains work. Our brains are built to conserve calories, right? They were designed to kind of be in survive and thrive mode. So how does that relate to what I'm talking about? When we ask our customers to read a lot of words or to do a lot of work, we're asking their brains to expend more energy, to burn more calories. And so it's really a matter of helping our customers not have to do a lot of work. When they come to our websites, when they engage with our marketing, they need to be able to quickly and easily understand what we do. We don't want them to burn a lot of calories and do a lot of work trying to understand what it is that we're trying to tell them. So if you think about think about that previous website that we just looked at as an example, a bad example of what not to do. Let's pretend that this brain here on a treadmill is our customer landing on our website. They're on a treadmill. They're burning a lot of calories already. They're thinking about probably 100 different things, right? They're just wanting to get on your website, understand what it is that you do, and go on their merry way. But what we end up doing as they're on their treadmill of life, we start handing them bowling balls. And a bowling ball, I use this metaphor all of the time, but a bowling ball is something that we hand to our customer or our user when they come on our website, and it's something that they have to hold on to, they have to carry. It could be jargon, it could be blocks and blocks of paragraphs, it could be an unclear message, but what we ask them to do is start holding on to all of these bowling balls that we hand them. So they land on our website, they see a bunch of jargon, they see blocks of paragraph text, they don't see any clear button to take action, and by the time we hand them 3 bowling balls, they're going to drop it. So they're going to forget, they're not going to engage, they're going to be ready to click away because we've given them too much work. We've caused their brains to have to expend too much energy, and they will leave. So this is the mantra for the day. If you confuse, you'll lose. The whole point of storytelling is to invite our customers into something that they can understand easily. So a simple storytelling device is one way to help our brains not do so much work and to understand immediately what it is that we're trying to do. So story is a sense-making device. Everybody here understands a story. When a story starts, you immediately know, okay, I know what's going to happen next. This is a predictable kind of framework. It's a formula as old as time. So every movie, not every single movie, but most movies, most classic movies, books, musicals, they all follow a similar framework. And so that's the framework we're going to go through today. And that is the point of the Storybrand messaging filter. So this is a framework that I learned about several years ago, and I became a Storybrand certified guide. They have a whole program that you can do. Our agency became a certified agency, and so we've led our clients through this process many times, and it's just such a simple, easy framework that everyone can understand, and it helps us to kind of shift our focus to tell our story through the eyes of our customers. So that's what we're going to go through today. We've got worksheets here. So if you guys, how many of you have ever heard of the Storybrand framework? Okay. How many of you have ever gone through this process of trying to put your brand through this framework? Okay, a few of you. All right, good. So as we're going through each of the sections, feel free to jot down some notes. You guys can stop me along the way. If you have a question, feel free. We don't have to wait till the end. But as you're kind of filling this out, let me know if you're stumped by, I don't know what my customer wants. I don't know. As we go through, you might kind of feel a little stumped, but you can stop me at any time, and we'll also have a Q&A at the end, so we can go through some of your questions. So every great story starts with a character. This is the hero of the story, and the character in any good story has something that they want. So I don't know, how many of you are into musicals? Okay, so my daughter has gotten super into musicals lately. She's been listening to Hamilton nonstop, and I was obsessed with Hamilton in 2016, and I still remember every word. I'm really surprised, but she's into it now, and so it always reminds me whenever I listen to a musical or I go to a musical. There's the second song is almost always the I Want song, right? So you've got the first song of the musical, sets the stage, you introduce some of the characters and the setting. And then the second song is always, the character sings what they want. And so in Hamilton, you know, he's not gonna waste his shot, right? And then in The Little Mermaid, I want to be where the people are, right? She wants to be a human. So the character always has something that they want. So in marketing, we need to think about what it is that our customer wants. The character and the hero of our story is our customer. And so they come first. And so what you might think about is, who is your customer and what do they want? And of course, they want a lot of things. So what do they want in relation to our products, our services? And what they want is not, I want to go buy product X from company A. You know, they want something. What do they want to feel? What do they want to accomplish? What do they want to achieve? So that is the first part of the Storybrand messaging filter. So principle number 1, when you agitate a customer's desire, they enter into the story your brand is telling. So if we start the story really focused on our customer, focused on what they want, what they're trying to achieve, they're going to engage. Everybody wants to hear people talk about them. So I like it when people talk about me. I love the word you. You know, when you see the word you on a website, it's like, oh, they're talking to me. So when we talk directly to our customers and we invite them into the story, we do that by agitating what it is that they want. The second part of the story is the problem. So every good story, the character has a problem. If they didn't have a problem, the story wouldn't be interesting. So that is the second part of the framework here. What are our customers' problems? What are they facing every day? There are typically, in every good story, there are 3 layers of problems. There is the external problem. So what is just kind of like on the surface, they're having this problem. If I take my customers, so I work at a marketing agency, our customers usually come to us with a surface level problem of, we're having a really hard time reaching this audience. We're having a really hard time articulating our value proposition, right? So we need your help with messaging, we need your help with this campaign, whatever it is. So that's the surface level problem that they have. There's also an internal problem, which is, what are they feeling? What's the emotional state that they're in? That internal problem might be stress. Maybe they're feeling pressure from their boss. Maybe they're feeling pressure from the CEO to grow their company. So there's always that internal problem that they're feeling as well. And then if you really want to go the extra mile, you might also think about a philosophical problem that they might be facing. So a philosophical problem in a story is usually like a good versus evil kind of scenario, or I usually like to say, what is the thing that you can, like the statement that you can make to your to your customers that plants a flag in the ground, like a mission or something like that. So a philosophical problem might be, you don't deserve to have to deal with X, Y, and Z. You should be able to tell your story, and you should be able to reach your audience, and you need a partner to help you do that. So the philosophical problem can be a little bit hard to identify sometimes, but if your brand has a mission, or if you have some kind of a aspirational kind of purpose-driven business that you're in, that can be a good philosophical problem to tackle. So that's our second principle, and this can be a hard one for people. So a lot of people, they don't want to talk about problems. They don't want to talk about challenges. I know that the clients that I work with a lot, they say, I don't want to go negative. I don't want to talk about the challenges, and I don't want to talk about any kind of a problem that my customer might be having. But the problem with that approach is that we need to kind of identify that problem for our customers. If we're not kind of articulating what they're going through, if we're not articulating the problem that they're facing, then they might not know, that we understand. We need to show them that we understand what they're going through, we understand the problem that they're facing, and that makes them pay attention as well to what we're saying. Okay, the third part of this Storybrand framework is the guide. So in every good story, after our character talks about what they want, they talk about their problem that they're facing, that the problem is not something that they can solve on their own. So if they could solve it on their own, there would be, that would be it. They would just solve it and there would be no more story. But the character goes on a journey, right? So on this journey, they meet a guide. And this guide is going to help them solve their problem. So we, as our brands, our companies, we're the guide. So the guide is the stronger character in the story. The hero is usually the weak character of a story, and the guide is usually the stronger character. So as we're positioning our brands to be the guide for our customers, we're set up to kind of be the, we are the stronger character. And a guide needs to really only do two things. They need to accomplish two things in order to help the customer and help their hero. The guide needs to show empathy. So we're empathizing, we understand your problem, we understand what you want, and they have to show authority. So we have, we understand what you're going through, and we also have the authority to help you overcome this problem. So if you think about, how are you going to talk about yourself and your brand? Like the two main, if you don't do anything else, one, figure out how you're going to empathize with your customer and show them that you understand what they're going through. That could be saying, we've done this, we understand what you're going through because we've been there ourselves, right? So maybe you came up, maybe you started your business because you went through the same problem as your customers face, and then you figured out how to solve it, and now you're doing that for other people. So there's the empathy section, and then there's also authority. So authority can look like, we've done this 100 times, we've done this 1,000 times for people just like you. We have, whatever testimonials, social proof, ratings, things like that can be authority. And so those are the two key elements to presenting yourself as a guide. Most brands end up talking mostly about themselves, right? So this is one of the biggest hurdles for for brands, and this is from small companies to big companies. I've worked with a lot of different types of companies who are into B2B, B2C, nonprofit. We all kind of get into the trap of just talking about ourselves, right? So that is one of the biggest shifts, is this principle of the customer is the hero of the story, not your brand. We need to be talking about our customer a lot more than we talk about ourselves. And so if you leave with anything, that would be it. Talk about yourself less and talk about your customer more. Okay, the guide, everybody doing okay on their worksheets so far? Any questions? Okay. The guide needs to give our hero a plan. So in every good story, the guide has a simple plan for the hero to follow. This is a key element that actually a lot of brands really skip this part. The plan, what does the plan look like? A plan can look like 3 steps. I like to do a 3-step plan for most of my work, most of my projects like this. A lot of customers, a lot of brands that I work with, they will not show anything on their website or in their maybe email marketing about what a customer should expect. So what is it going to look like if I work with you? If I choose to work with you, if I'm on your website and I'm going to click a button, what's going to happen next? What is going to be the journey that you're going to take me on? And so that's where the plan is really key, just to get people to take that first step. So if people don't know where they're going, they don't know what to expect, they're going to be reluctant to take that first step. So the plan, this is kind of usually the way I like to approach the 3-step plan. The first step is a direct call to action. So what do you want them to do? What do you want your customer to do when they land on your website? It might be to fill out a form, get started, contact us, download this. That's the first step of the plan. The second step of the plan is, what does it look like when they engage with you? So if you are a services business, it might look like 15 steps, when they're actually working with you. That could be a very complicated process. The goal here is to make it simple, right? If you confuse, you lose. You want people to know it's really easy to work with us. First, you click this button, you fill out this form. Next, we're going to help you create a plan for your business, or we're going to match you to a volunteer, or we're going to work with you to whatever it is that you do. And then the third step is, what does success look like? What is, after the journey is over, how's your life going to be better? So that third step could be, and then you're going to enjoy all these benefits, and then your life's going to be easier because we have helped you. So that's kind of the 3 steps in the plan. So that's the 4th principle. The customer needs an easy step-by-step plan to move forward, or they won't. Okay, so like I said, the plan starts with a call to action. Everybody here, if you're in marketing, you have to have a good call to action. That the first step in the plan should be a direct call to action. So on your website, you should have the equivalent of a buy now button, right? So probably none of you sell actual products in this room. I saw a lot of nonprofits and service kind of businesses. Does anybody sell a product that you can go and buy on a website? Oh, okay. We do have some direct sales. So what is your, can I ask you guys, what is your direct call to action button on your website?
Well, it depends. Some pages it's...
I think it's mostly request
a free trial.
Request, all right, free trial, perfect. So that is, if someone is ready to, can they do something else besides go to a free trial?
They can talk to the salesman, they can get a demo.
Get a demo, okay. So that's if they're like not sure if they want to buy. Okay, so typically there are two calls to actions that you really want to have on your website. So one is a direct call to action, which is I'm ready to buy, I'm ready to talk to sales, I'm ready to like take that first step. So that could be the free trial or the requested demo. Really, it could be either one. Which one do you guys think of as your direct call to action?
So on one, we have two brands that we manage.
Okay.
On MoneyTree, it is straight to trial. On Cheetah, it's a demo.
Okay.
And it's because of the length in sales cycle.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. So if you are selling a product directly, like some software that people can do a free trial is great. That gets them right into it. Maybe they're not ready to buy. Maybe they're not ready to talk to sales. They're just wanting to learn more at this juncture. So that would be a transitional call to action. So we want to give them two paths to go down, right? So we want them to either take direct action if they're ready, or we want them to learn more. So that could be download this e-guide, or register for an event, or something like that, where it's a little softer approach. So the call to action should be one of those two things, and it needs to be very clear what they need to do. There's a lot of times I'll see calls to action that are CTAs that are kind of soft, or learn more, or it'll take you in circles or 5 different directions. But when people are ready to buy, they don't want to have to guess at what they need to do. So give them something that is a very clear call to action. And if you don't, they won't take action. So they definitely need to be told what to do. We need to help make our customers' lives easier. We need to get them off of that treadmill and not hand them bowling balls. So make it as easy as possible. Okay, so once they take action, we need to show them what success looks like. So when they engage with us, what is their life going to look like at the end of that engagement? How is their life going to be better? So what are the benefits, the tangible benefits, the tangible results of working with your group? Painting that picture of success is going to help shine a light of where they're going, what they can expect, and get them excited as well. So our customers are really counting on us to cast a vision of what their lives can look like if they work with us, if they use our products or services. On the opposite end of that spectrum is failure. So if they take action and they work with us, success. If they don't, failure. So this one is also a little challenging for some brands to connect with, because no one wants to talk about failure, and no one really wants to hear about problems and failure. But it's important to at least signal that we understand, there are some consequences to not taking action. There's actually something at stake if you don't do something to correct whatever problem you're facing. And we can help you with that. And if you don't take action, this is what's going to happen. So in every good story, there's a looming threat, right? There's a looming danger. There's something at stake that is motivating our hero to keep moving forward. And so if there are no consequences for not doing business with you, then there's no reason to do business with you. So we have to cast a little bit of a vision of, if you go with maybe a competitor, or if you don't take action to solve your problem now, this is what you are facing if you don't take action. So we have come to the end. Let's go through the framework and ask ourselves these questions. This will help you to think about each section as you're going through and filling this out. Okay, so first of all, we need to ask, what do our customers want? What are our customers' external, internal, and philosophical problems? Have we positioned our brand as the guide to the hero? Have we created a clear plan for the hero to win the day? Are our calls to action clear? Have we helped our hero imagine how we can improve their lives? And then have we identified the consequences we're helping our hero avoid? So these are the questions that if you will go back and look at your website today and see if you can answer all of these questions pretty easily just on the home page. The home page should kind of guide and answer a lot of these questions. And if they don't, then how can you improve one thing on your website by answering this for your customer? If you guys want a digital version, you can go to mystorybrand.com and you can make as many of these scripts as you want. So a lot of times we'll do this process for like an overarching brand story, and then you can do this per product or sub-brand or even per audience. So you might have different segments of people that you work with. You might have different personas that you work with. And so you can kind of brand script out that journey for the different brands that you might have and then different audiences that you have. So this is just a little example website of before and after. So if I look at this website, and a lot of times we'll do website teardowns where I'll ask people to submit their website, and we'll do this in real time when I'm doing a webinar, which is a lot of fun. But this is just a fake example website. So if you look at this website, immediately, what do you guys think? This is the bad example, so you can pick it apart all you want. Is your brain doing a lot of work when you look at this website? Yeah. What is it that they do?
Work on tractors.
They work on tractors. Yeah, you would think that from the banner image, right? Maybe they work on tractors. This is an example of not passing the grunt test. Has anybody heard of the grunt test for websites? Okay. The grunt test is if you were to show a caveman your website, would they be able to grunt out the answers to 3 questions? And the 3 questions are, what do you do? How are you going to help me? And what action do I need to take to get started? So this fails on pretty much all three questions of the grunt test. So what do they do? I don't know. They equify asset services? No, wait. I don't even know what equify means. We strengthen your business. Okay, they strengthen my business, but I don't know how they do that. How are they going to help me? Well, I might be able to realize confidence in my assets, but I don't really know what that means. And then what action do I need to take? Maybe contact us, maybe view inventory up there. There's a lot of words on the page and the buttons all look the same, right? So that is a bad example. So let's make this a little easier for our brains. In this example, can anybody tell me one of the major changes to this website in the before and after? It's hard to even tell that it's the same website, but.
The image is more emotional.
Yes, yeah, exactly. The image is more emotional. Someone said a lot less text. Yeah, so if you look at this image, your first reaction was, they work on tractors. Because you see this kind of like obscured image of someone looking at a tractor wheel. This image is, yes, there's still heavy machinery in the background, but you have a man here with his family, and if I had to guess, he's a business owner who is out working on his land and equipment. So one of the other things that they did was to reduce the clutter, right? So we're immediately stripping away a ton of words, and we are bringing the value of what we can do for you right up front. So 5 ways we make your company stronger. All right, so they're going to help me make my company stronger. And if you look at the words right underneath that, it says Equify works closely with business owners. Okay, they're working with business owners to improve your cash flow standing, protect you from risk, while maximizing your value, creating peace of mind. So they're doing a lot of work with that one. This could be improved a lot. I would do this differently. But this would be a great example of how you're speaking directly to me as a business owner. You are going to improve my cash flow. That's great. You're going to protect me from risk, and you're going to help me have peace of mind. So several layers of the problems that they're addressing here. And then they just have a list of their services, the things that they do right below. What about the call to action? Call now. Yep, right there in yellow. It's not. It could stand out. It could stand out a little bit more, in my opinion. But and then there's also that view inventory up in red on the red bar. So they've simplified this quite a bit. So think about your website when you go back. Ask those questions. See if it passes the grunt test, and if it doesn't, see what you can do to strip away some of the clutter. Make it a little easier for your customer to understand what it is you do, how you're going to help them, and what action that they need to take to get started. Okay. Well, I do have a 3-step plan for you guys if you want to take action after this talk. If you haven't read Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, it's a great book, and I recommend that you read it. You can. They have a great online course that you can sign up for, and they even have live workshops that are also really good. Then next, you guys have already got kind of a start on your brand script, but fill that out and think about how you can really tell a better story for your customers, and make sure you're not wasting time, you're not wasting money, and you're getting right to what you need to what you need to give them. Excuse me. Next, after you have that brand script, work on clarifying all of your marketing materials. Start with that website. Start with that very first homepage message, the hero message. Make sure that you are following those rules and speaking directly to your customer. That way they will feel like, hey, you understand me. I'm going to engage in this with this brand. I'm going to enter into the story because it's all about me. So that's it. And I'll leave you with that statement. So thank you, everybody.